Welcome back to the Big Saturday Show. It looks like it's an end of an era. The GOAT may be gone. There are reports that Tom Brady is retiring, but Brady's agent, told an ESPN reporter, I understand the advanced speculation about Tom's future. Without getting into the accuracy or inaccuracy of what's being reported, Tom will be the only person to express his plans with complete accuracy. He knows the reality of the football business and a planning calendar as well as anybody. So that should be soon. Whew. A few months ago, earlier in the season, the Buccaneers quarterback had this to say.
I think my wife has, held down the house for a long time now. And I think there's things that she wants to accomplish. She's hasn't worked as much in the last 10, 12 years, just raising our family and kind of committing to being in a life in Boston and then moving to Florida. But it's a very difficult issue to reconcile without just saying, hey, it's time to retire. And I think there's, we're coming to the end here too. So I don't want to miss any of the kids' stuff.
Charlie, obviously I'm having a very difficult time with this. As a kid who was a lifelong Patriot fan, and our biggest claim to fame was being mollywopped by the Chicago Bears, where they even got a music video at our expense. Tom Brady changed the culture. We went from the team everybody wants to play to the team nobody wants to play. So, this is tough for me. Charlie, what does this mean to you, Tom Brady? Obviously, you can tell I'm an emotional wreck, but I would imagine you would be tough.
Yeah.
This is tough on you as well.
Actually, it's not. It's probably not as tough on me as it is on you.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. If we could just go to Carly
right now. But that said, I got to say, I don't even like football, and I especially don't like the NFL.
All right, this is blasphemy. I'm sorry. Let me cut his feed.
But hold on. But tuning in every week to Tom Brady has become something over the last couple of years. I mean, I can't stop. The guy's almost as old as I am.
All right.
What the guy does on the field every week. And the idea that last week it was 3 minutes to go with 2 touchdowns. It's amazing I know all this. 2 touchdowns down, and sure enough, Tom Brady winds up tying the game. It is absolutely amazing. And obviously we don't know what he's going to do, but what I really love about this, whatever he decides to do, it's going to be whatever his wife tells him to do. And I just love it that you can be the greatest of all time and you still have to do whatever your wife tells you to do.
That's right.
Okay, Charlie, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not sure if that was positive or negative, but I'm too emotional right now to really get into it with you. Carly, besides, Tom Brady's accomplishments, besides touching all of our hearts and minds, I've heard that he's been referred to as a saint. Maybe you could just share one of your favorite Tom Brady moments.
Well, I've been listening to Tom Brady propaganda ever since I met my husband.
I'm sorry, what?
He's a huge Michigan fan. So, I mean, Tom Brady is like all that is in our household, and I like Tom Brady too. And I think the most impressive thing about him is his work ethic. I watched the Tom versus Time documentary it was a Facebook docuseries on him that aired a few years ago. He'd already been in the NFL for like 20 years at the time, and he was still trying to perfect his throwing motion, just practice, after practice. During the off season, he would watch hours and hours of game footage. And he even said that, sometimes he loses track of time, like 6 hours in, he's still watching game footage. And also the way he takes care of his body is insane with the diet. He doesn't eat any of the things that bring life joy. Dairy, coffee, sugar, gluten, alcohol. He doesn't eat nightshade vegetables, tomatoes, potatoes, mushrooms. So hopefully if he does retire, he's a great dad. He could spend some time with his kids. Maybe they can have a pizza party, eat all the naughty things that he normally doesn't eat when he's playing.
It's just getting worse because you're so right. I mean, he made avocado toast the thing without the toast. Emily, if I could just share with you how much I love Saint Brady. Like to say a few things like I'd like to count the ways. 1,000. 2 1,000.
Tyrus.
3 1,000.
No need to keep crying. Breaking news, guys. A reporter caught up with Brady's dad, who apparently has called all of this an unsubstantiated rumor. It seems to me like an episode of Lost where everyone was like, wait, there was the gray rock that was placed differently on the shelf, because first of all, part of it came out of Brady saying on a podcast that he was, quote, satisfied with his career. And everyone said, this is a guy who's never satisfied, to Carly's point. And then we know that Giselle might be sort of the Yoko Ono, right? We know that she's enlisted friends to help him, to help convince him to retire. She's spoken openly that she doesn't quite like seeing him get thrown around on the field. And note as well, I think this is an important statistic, he still has almost $25 million left on his contract. That's probably a drop in the bucket for how much the two of them make combined, but it might enable him to have some type of incentive to keep...
You know what, Emma, thank you so much. I feel so much better. I was just playing. I wasn't really crying. I knew he wasn't going to retire. I knew it was all fake news.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.